in an age of lawlessness and despair. The empire of man lay in ruins, torn asunder by civil war, and racked by famine and plague. Desperate, unscrupulous men deserted the temples of their fathers and gathered in forbidden cults, seeking the favor of the dark gods. And so it was, in the year 2301, that a Kurgan warlord named Asavar Kul united the savage tribes of the Chaos Wastes and made war upon the realms of men. The invaders entered the distant northern kingdom of Kislev and sacked its largest city, Prague. They sacrificed its people to their dark gods, and any who managed to flee were driven into the freezing wilderness. The Empire seemed powerless to stop the Chaos Horde, and many feared that the end of the world was at hand. But in the Empire's darkest hour, a nobleman from the south named Magnus rallied the people of the Empire to resist the invaders, uniting the warring Elector Counts in the process. The Imperial army marched to the rescue of the Kislevite capital, fighting Kul's army in a massive battle outside the city walls. Joined by mighty heroes from all across the land, Magnus defeated Kul in single combat, and the Chaos Horde was scattered to the winds. Blessed by the gods and heralded as the true Emperor, Magnus returned to Nuln in triumph. But even as the old world celebrated Magnus's victory, the dark gods were planning their revenge. Not all dwarves are delvers in the earth or master smiths. A rare few become engineers, creating wondrous machines from steel, wood, and stone. You have wanted to be an engineer ever since you were a young dwarf, growing up in your father's workshop at Garazakarak. Your father, Gunnar Torkelson, was one of the greatest engineers of his generation, and being his only child, he taught you everything he knew. In time, you helped him design and build some of his greatest feats of engineering. But the life of an engineer was not without risk. Harnessing the power of fire and steam demanded precise craftsmanship and the finest materials. Any error, no matter how slight, could lead to disaster. There was no way to know for certain what had caused the explosion. It could have been any of 1,000 things, but you blamed yourself nonetheless. Though your father would recover, his days as an engineer were likely over. Tormented by shame, you left Karazakarak to seek your fortunes in the old world. It was well known that humans valued dwarf craftsmanship in all its forms, so you traveled to Nuln in hopes of offering your skills to the Empire's famous gunnery school. You arrived in Nuln to find the Imperial throne vacant and the Empire in tatters, following a succession of pretenders and centuries of civil war. The gunnery school was but a shadow of its former glory, but the remaining engineers gladly welcomed you into their ranks. Your work at the gunnery school had barely begun when news of the Chaos invasion reached the city. As Magnus of Nuln rallied the people to resist the invaders, you and your fellow engineers readied the Empire's ancient guns for war. At Kislev, the Empire's cannons proved decisive, driving back the Chaos Horde again and again until Magnus and his knights defeated Asavar Kul. You returned to Nuln a hero, lauded by the humans for your courage and skill. Later, when word of your exploits reached Magnus, you were surprised to receive an invitation to join his retinue. It was an age of lawlessness and despair, a time of dark magic, treachery, and war. It is a night made for witchery and evil deeds, and across the city, guardsmen clutch their weapons tightly and count the hours until the dawn. Sleep is hard to come by on a night such as this. The air is tense, and memories of the battle at Kislev leave you restless and on edge. Suddenly, a peal of thunder shatters the stillness, followed by a howling wind that shakes the tower to its foundations. Foul magic curdles the air, and screams echo in the courtyard outside. The tower is under attack.
What's all that noise? I best go have a look.
Howdy folks, and welcome to Warhammer Chaosbane. Do not do tips, tricks, guides, walkthroughs, speedruns, 100% trophies, or achievements. I play games for fun with the sole goal in mind. Invade your phones and homes on your big screens, little screens, and all screens in between to hit you with a blast from the past, a wave of nostalgia. As we laze down the laziest of rivers we call life. Harkening back to a time in the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s when you go over to a buddy's place after school or work where you drop your pack, drop your gear, drop your butt in the chair or anywhere, it doesn't matter because you were here to play good games. Like Warhammer Online, Age of Reckoning, at least for the first couple months. And bad games, like Warhammer Online, Age of Reckoning, pretty much after the first month the game went live. I took part in the beta, had a blast, and up until about month 1 or 2. It was only then that started to decline, especially with EA's involvement. I do these videos in hopes that you pop them on in the background because it's kind of hard to organize events to get family and friends over for couch co-op. And, you know, whether it's because of your age, life, health, people move, you lose touch, responsibilities with family, work, kids, what have you. I do hope that whether you're building a shed, doing your taxes, building a model, studying, or maybe it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you got your phone sitting there on your chest, and you just, it's too late for anyone to come on over. Well, invite me, virtually speaking. You let me into your home, I let you into mine, and we share these gameplay experiences together. Sometimes for the first time, other times, much like this is the second time I've played this game. I'll go into more depth and detail about that in a second. This is kind of a test thing I'm doing where I'm showing you the process somewhat of what I go through to get my recordings up and going before actually uploading them. I don't know if the sound volume's right. I hope it is. I just lowered it now just to make sure, quadruply so. I'm going to do a bit more finagling once I finish this recording to get the sound adjusted because this is going to be a 2OG's play in the future. I want to give a special thank you to my subscribers, to each and every one of y'all, because without you I would not be doing these videos, and because of y'all, as long as one of you sticks around, I'm going to keep pumping out videos. I promise you this, as long as my health keeps up. You drive by Redneck Viewers, howdy. Stay a while and listen. Now, I've been playing Warhammer for, and I'll go over this obviously when we do 2OGs, but for anyone that's decided to join for this, loot quality 1000, 0% difficulty, always normal. I've been playing Warhammer stuff since, oh, there she is. And we have something that looks like left bumpers for a health potion. I don't want to use that. I've been playing Warhammer since the late 80s, early 90s. I've been collecting Warhammer since the late 80s, early 90s, and some properties of Warhammer around that time too, but I didn't get really into Warhammer Fantasy until about 93 or so. And, you know, not a big fan of the changes that they've had with 40K since 10th edition, so I bailed on that, and I didn't really like the direction the old world went. I do appreciate them re-releasing the old models, even if it is at Games Workshop's wonderful pricing system that we know has no logic. Oh, there's the map. Press A to interact with your equipment. Okay. Equipping your skill cost skill, you skill when you should level get them back if you unequip a skill. Okay. Status. But I still have all my old models since I've been collecting way back in the day, so my Tyranids are a mishmash of all the different editions. But Warhammer, most Warhammer games I enjoy, even the bad ones. Chaosbane I found was a pretty neat one. Not great, but for a Diablo clone, it was fun. We originally played it, my brother and I, on PlayStation 4, where I played the Slayer and he played the Wood Elf. And this time we decided, hey, let's revisit this on Steam. Get a recording up, have some fun. I've been slowly introducing him to the world of Warhammer over the years. and he enjoys it. So this time we decided to pick characters we haven't played, and I'll leave his character pick as a bit of a surprise. I want that map bigger. Was it graphics? Okay, that doesn't control that then. Looks like you could actually do the this part co-op, but we usually like to play through the prologue separately. Also, the sound at the beginning, I could not adjust it, so we're gonna go through the prologue here together.
Grungni's Ironbeard.
Kilo.
We're under attack. They must be after Magnus. I need to get to the throne room.
But I'll leave it at here, actually. I'll keep most of this non-commentary, so let me turn up the volume again.
Thanks, Sigma, you're here. There's monsters everywhere. The tower's being overrun.
Not if I've got anything to say about it. Where's Magnus?
Upstairs in the throne room. There's armor in a chest by the stairs. Take whatever you need, but hurry.
As you reach the throne room, the air seethes with foul magics. A Chaos Sorceress stands before the throne, and Magnus, the savior of the Empire, is caught within her spell. There's only one thing to do. Calling upon the spirits of your ancestors, you raise your hammer and charge! By the time you regain your senses, the battle is over. The sorceress is gone, leaving you and Magnus for dead. The shouts of angry men fill the throne room, but these are not guardsmen. They are witch hunters, the Empire's feared inquisitors, led by none other than the infamous Heinrich Voss. You are under arrest for the murder of the Emperor Magnus, Voss declares. You try to tell him about the sorceress, but Voss refuses to listen. I see no sorceress here, he shouts. Only you and a room full of dead men. Confess your crimes, dwarf, Voss threatens. We will have the truth from you one way or another. After a week in the dungeons, you'll tell me everything I want to know. But before the witch hunter could make good on his threat, a commanding voice filled the room. Stop this madness at once! Teclis, lawmaster of the High Elves, regards Voss coldly. Kila Gunnarsdottir has told you the truth, he said. It is you who have refused to listen. Teclis examines Magnus in silence.
This is also kind of a sound check real quick, just to see
but he is in the grip of a powerful
the volume's
curse.
right, so
It is
sorry
only a
for
matter of
interrupting.
time before he succumbs. No one outside this room must know what happened here. If the people learn that Magnus has fallen, then everything he fought for will have been for nothing. The fate of the Empire lies in our hands. We must find this sorceress and end the curse before it's too late. If Magnus dies, the Empire dies with him.
Alright folks, that should be it for now. This is just a very short video, kind of show you what we do on this end of stuff. And hopefully the sound volume's okay, at least for now. But I hope you join us for our upcoming 2OGs play. Chill with Jack and Jill. Joining Kila Gunnarsdottir. I probably butchered that. And the surprise character that my partner in crime will be playing as. What are these skills? Advanced skills. What are these? Passive skills. Basic skills. 3, 4, 5, 6. Basic. Oh, okay. Alright, we'll get into this a bit. Fan skills. Change, unequip, close. Alright. Anywho, thanks for joining. Really do appreciate it and look forward to spending some more time with you all. To my subscribers, you all stay awesome and have an amazing day. Drive by Rubberneck and Beers. I'll catch you next time. Till then, y'all have a good morning, a good afternoon, and a good night.